Hey everybody, On the Run with Beards and Dunn is back. It's been a while, and I gotta admit, it's not my fault. It's anyway. I know everybody who's listening knows that Dick's been going through. I almost said a bad word there. Heck, with his knee, but it's a process. And Beards, I'm so glad to see you.
Don, listen.
Have a smile.
Well, you know what? A guy could lay in the corner and mope, and that's not going to help you get any better. So no, it's been an ordeal, that's for sure. Last week I was in the hospital in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and they did a week ago this past Monday they did the first surgery, and then the 2 days later on last Wednesday they did the second skin graft surgery where they went in and they use this fake artificial skin and they incorporate that in there. And then I've got this wound vac on there. And then in 4 to 6 weeks, what they hope is that my body absorbs this fake stuff. And if it has, then that's kind of a covering. And then I'll go back in for the third and final skin graft surgery. And then they'll actually take skin from my thigh and then put that and do the skin graft surgery over this fake skin, and hopefully that'll be the end of it. But it's been an ordeal, and like now, I've been on in contact with the doctor the last couple of days. I get all this. I got what's called a wound vac over the area where they put the artificial skin, and it sucks this stuff up into this canister, and it's filled with all this ugly looking stuff, and my knee feels like it's on fire all the time. And, during the day, you can kind of put up with it, but it's done at night, trying to sleep. And I have not, if I've gotten 2 hours of sleep a night the last few nights, that's been a good night, but I just heard back from the doctors and they're thinking this is pretty much the process, and they want me to keep a close eye on it. And next week I go back down to Sioux Falls, and they'll take off this wound vac, put on a new one, check it out, make sure everything's coming along okay. And but all the thoughts and prayers out there, and from you and Karen and friends and people I don't even know. It's been. I'm going to start crying. It's been gosh dang overwhelming.
Well, and it's no big secret. We got that GoFundMe thing started because Beards, you've been dealing with, and it's in the GoFundMe. If anybody hasn't got it, just go to GoFundMe and put in Dick Beardsley. But this was like a year and a half ago. This kind of process started.
Yes.
In that your knee had this antibiotic resistant infection, MRSA.
Right.
And, it's resistant to antibiotics, and that flared up. And the process of over 10 plus surgeries.
It's been done in the last year and a half. It's been, I think, counting these last two now, it's been, I think, 13 surgeries
on one knee.
Wait, let me back up. I had 10 debridement surgeries, and then I had when they took the old knee out finally. Yeah. And then they put the new knee in, and then it split open on Christmas Day. And 2 days later, they did another surgery. And then I've had the 2 surgeries of the skin grafts and one more to go. So I don't know. I'm losing count.
Well, and it's been a year and a half, and it's no big secret. You can't really do a lot physically when your knee is in this kind of shape. And so, financially, I know it had been a burden. And so I think we can talk about it here that the GoFundMe thing has just been so inspirational. I know for me, and I can imagine for you guys, because people are stepping up. And I just love Bill Rogers had a comment when he made his donation. He said, "Tell Beards we've got his back." And he showed it to us all many times, which means he was kind of making a play on you used to take the hammer to those guys. But now it's kind of that band of brothers attitude that people, once they get to know each other and we respect each other and we love each other, when somebody's in a point of needing some help, people are going to say, "You bet, I'd be happy to." And so it's been so exciting, I think, for everybody involved.
It has been. It's been overwhelming, Don, and I know you and Karen are kind of asked me about this a while back, and I kind of hemmed and hawed, and I'm almost a little embarrassed by it, But the need was definitely there, and my wife Jill and I we cannot thank everybody enough, from a $5 donation to whatever else and beyond is just it's overwhelming, and the thoughts and prayers that are out there, I can feel them every day, and that's what keeps me going.
I appreciated your and Jill's, what's the word? I hate to say the word pride, because pride's not a good thing, but that's kind of our American, we don't like asking for help. And
right.
And then you find out later, people are like, well,
they want to help.
They want to help. And anybody who's ever gone a year without basically any income.
I know. All my guide clients from last mid-August all the way through now, I couldn't do it. And, when you're self-employed, there's a lot of good things about that. But there's things like if you don't work, you're not bringing any money in. And
the bills never quit coming, but the revenue
that's
can
the problem.
Quit coming. And I know pretty much you guys had to go through tons of savings and investments and things
right.
like that. So, yeah, I just think that's the take-home message here is, when people have a need, I always say, well, why is it when somebody's going through a tough time? People say, hey, if you need anything, call me. And how often do people ever call you and tell you about their need, even though they have needs? But if you know they have a need, fill the need. Go get them some groceries, take a gas, mow the grass for them. I mean, it's things that need to get done, and so.
No, it's been absolutely overwhelming, and I from the bottom of my heart, and I know Jill's heart too. We can't thank people enough. So
I don't want to keep on. I think this is great. We're going to keep this short because I know a lot of people are wondering how things are going. So I'm going to post this up and let people kind of see. I think they're going to be so joyful to see your face and I've told people when I reply to their donation, I send a little note. And we have a former guest, Brad Fowley, who wrote the book, The Front Runner.
Great book.
Great book. And just in case people didn't know this, Brad Fowley donated 100 copies.
Thank you, Brad.
And he's covering all the postage. So anybody who donates $100 or more, I send them a note saying, hey, thank you so much. I know Dick and Jill appreciate your donation. Now, if you want, send me your mailing address and I'll see to it that you get a book. And it's just been so much fun to see all the response and the people and they reach out and people are so joyful. Beards to do this, and so you're making your suffering is making all of us feel better, which sounds really terrible. But I
their thoughts and prayers and donations are.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to help, because, like I said, a lot of times people find out about bad stuff later, and then they go, "Geez, I wish somebody would have told me. I could have done something."
I know. So thanks to everybody. And Doug, before we go, so what's the weather like down there in Weaverville, North Carolina?
We're up in the Appalachian Mountains here. We had a cold snap a few weeks ago, and it was brutal. It got down like in the 30s. It's 67 degrees out right now. As soon as we're done with this recording, I'm heading out, Karen and I, Turbo Girl as I call her. We're heading out for a bike ride. What's the weather like there in Detroit, in Bemidji, Minnesota?
Okay, so overnight we received about 5-6 inches of snow, and now the wind it's been gusting 45 miles per hour plus. Now, our bed and breakfast overlooks Lake Bemidji.
It's beautiful.
It's blowing so hard, I can't even see the lake from our place. It's 4 above zero. The wind chill's like 40 below, and tonight it's supposed to get down to, 10, 15 below zero, and but the wind's supposed to go down, so it'll feel like Weaverville then.
I'm laughing because I know if it wasn't for your knee, you'd be out there ice fishing.
Oh, I would be, but you know what? That's going to be a problem now getting around out on the area lakes and stuff unless you have a snowmobile, because with all this snow and then with this wind, it builds these giant drifts and it can be brutal out there. But it is what it is. And Mikey, you know what it's like. You lived in South Dakota most of your life, and so you've been through this kind of weather many, many times.
My blood is thinned or thickened or whatever the word is. You guys are a whole different breed of of tough people.
I envy you some days when 67 degrees. So how far will you and Karen go for a bike ride?
We usually do about 2 hours. And so, people ask me that a lot. They go, well, how far do you guys ride? And I go, well, it's not really the distance because of all the climbing we do, the elevation gain. I know Karen usually, that's the only thing she asks me is, well, how many feet of climbing are we going to be doing on this ride? 2,000 feet or less is like a piece of cake.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, 2,000 to 3,000 feet is kind of getting serious. Man, when we get over 4,000 feet of elevation gain in a bike ride, and so it's about 35 to 40 miles we typically do in about 2 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have so much fun. Well, Beards, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you go here. And I appreciate you taking, because I know with that knee, see, if my knee hurt like your knee, I'd probably be laying in bed crying right now.
Well, as soon as we're done, I'm going to go get my recliner and get her propped up on a pillow, and that'll help it feel a little bit better.
All right. And our next guest, and we've been struggling to get Don Cardon.
I know it.
And Don has been so patient with us in that we've had to reschedule him several times. And he's always, and he's like all the runners are like, whatever, life goes on. It's what the small stuff. So we'll get him on soon. But Beards, have a great day and heal fast.
All right, Dan. And hey, have a great bike ride. And we want to thank everybody for listening today. And if you have any questions for Don or myself or comments about the show, you can contact us directly on our website at beardsanddunpod.com, or you can leave us a comment on our Facebook, Instagram, or X, all at Beards and Dun Pod.
Hey, yeah, and if you're watching this on YouTube, and I hope you do, because when you can see Dick, Beards, you look good, but I know you're not feeling good, even though, because we were even sure we were going to do this podcast, and you kind of sucked it up and said, well, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And you did.
Glad I did.
All right. Well, have a great day.
All right, buddy.
Yep.
You too, pal. Bye-bye.